While I'm waiting for my delicious looking sandwich to cool down, gonna make a quick video talking about Satanism. Mostly because I've had some experiences in real life where, hold on, let me take a sip of the smoothie. Where I've had some interesting experiences. So I picked up a passenger a few weeks ago, and I'm kind of trying to ignore him, but I made the mistake of saying something about free will, and then he was like, "Oh, I read that in a Satanism book." So I'm telling the dude, you don't need a Satanism book to know what free will is. But I get it. The context of the conversation, he was bitching about gods and religions and about how God doesn't give you any freedom. And I'm just like, yeah, God, everybody teaches you that you're a machine, you're a robot with no free will, with a pre-programmed AI, either from your God, because what you're taught from birth is that you don't control your fate at all. So yeah, you're a pre-programmed AI robot whose God determines what's going to happen to them, or some people say whose zodiac sign determines what happens to them. So when he said that he read about free will in the Satanism book, it sounded ridiculous because it's like, dude, you're 10 years older than me. You should know what free will is. But when you consider that the word Satan means adversary, and adversary means opposite, it makes sense that the opposite of a God that says you have no free will is you having free will. And I recently did a debate with Noah. Shout out to Noah. We're going to have another one soon. Recently had a debate with Noah where for those of y'all that have followed me since Pirate 101, he's one of the two guys I told in a Discord call, fuck you and fuck your God. And then they went ballistic on me because I dared to insult their God, right? So when he came on the debate and said that he's now a Satanist, that kind of surprised me because I thought that guy was going to be a God follower forever. And Noah's an intelligent guy. Shout out to Noah if he sees this video. But that God shit is powerful, man. It'll take an intelligent person and drive them to madness. Now, the main reason I want to talk about Satanism in particular is because a guy commented on my video. He says that sheeple are kept away from books for a reason, and if they do read books, they're trained to read lower frequency books. He said, I found Albert Pike at a young age, so that led me to a higher frequency. And shout out to him, he's got a point, and this is apparent. Because just break down basic logic and what basic words mean, okay? If you have a God or a deity that orders you to worship, that says you have no free will, and then you have something called Satan, which literally means adversary or opposite. What is the opposite of worship? Not worshiping anything at all, right? What is the opposite of religion? Not having a religion at all, right? So how the fuck can you have a book about Satanism? How can you worship Satan? How can you worship Satanism like it's another religion when the word itself means opposite of religion? Just something to think about, guys. I could end the video right there because I don't need to go further into detail with this, but I'll give you guys some bonus information, okay? Observe the universe around you. At no point does the universe itself tell you to worship it. The trees don't tell you to worship it. The grass doesn't tell you to worship it. The sun doesn't tell you to worship it. Nothing in the universe tells you to worship it. And some people associate the universe itself with Satan because they've come to the conclusion that it has to be like something unrelated to God while still being all powerful. The mistake they make is the worship part. The universe doesn't tell you to worship it, okay? The only creature in human existence that ever demanded to be worshipped for something, for accomplishments it never had, was God. God commands you to worship, but nothing else in the universe does. Just something to think about, man. But I get it. People were so afraid to abandon worship because they've been trained since birth to believe they have to worship something. For those of y'all that have come to my channel claiming Satanism, you can follow whatever you want. But let me just say this, right? If God is the one that told you you have to follow God, if God is the one that gives you orders to obey and threatens you with the eternal lake of fire and lava if you commit a sin, then wouldn't the opposite of that be in no orders, no following, no worship, no God, no slaves? No religion. I didn't touch the camera, Kirby. Just something to think about, man. Anyways, I gotta go gather some resources, but first, gotta eat my lunch and gotta drink my smoothie. Catch y'all later.